everybody, it's Super Ty. I'm joined with Comic Book Brando. We're going to talk about all the cool books that are coming out tomorrow, which is October 24th.
New Comic Book Day.
New Comic Book Day. As usual, if you guys have any questions or you want to talk about any books that you're excited about or just, want to say hey, just say something in the comments, we'll respond as quickly as possible.
We like hey.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a lot of announcements to talk about at the end of the, video, so stick around for that. And I'm going to start with a very sweet issue of Action Comics number 1004. So in the previous issue, Superman finds out that Lois Lane is back from space. She was supposed to be out there watching,
Like the sun.
Yeah?
So you're back from outer space.
Oh, and now you're back from outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry. It took me a minute there. Anyways,
Look upon your face.
she is back from outer space. John, Superboy, is, doing fine with Jor-El out in space. So she came back, and Superman found out. And it's actually a really sweet little meeting that they have.
John Superboy here.
Yes, John Superman. So definitely check this out. It was really lovely. Of course, there's some action in there as well, but it's a very, very nice issue.
Angelique is glad we made it through the crazy rain.
Yeah, and the water unsafety thing of...
That's still going on, isn't it?
Yeah, for like the next 2 weeks or something.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. What's your first one?
I think I ran my toothbrush under the water this morning. Like I rinsed it off in there.
Gotta put that in some bleach.
Buying a new toothbrush tonight.
Gross.
Die, number 4. Kirkman's crazy, over-the-top, violent, political assassination comic. About the best way I could describe it. Lots of politics, lots of assassination. Paul isn't really Paul. Paul is his brother who chopped off his own nose to make himself look like Paul. Holy cow. That's dedication to a con. But his girlfriend found out right away. So we got a violent confrontation, we've got another violent confrontation, we've got a secret word with a very unexpected effect.
It's pretty awesome.
It's crazy, it's good, it's so over the top. Die. If you're not reading this book, it's crazy. It's awesome. Super bloody.
The last of the Sandman universe 4 books that are coming out as of right now is the Books of Magic. So if you're unfamiliar with this, there's a little boy named Tim Hunter who is destined to be the greatest magician wizard out there in the universe.
You're a wizard, Tim.
Yeah. Huh. Weird little, similarities happening there. Anyways, so this series has been over for a while and this is picking it back up. And Tim is still not the best musician, not musician. Sorry.
Sucks as musician, great as magician.
He's not the best magician out there, so he's kind of wondering, like, what the hey? I was prophesized to be this guy, and it's still not happened. So now he's getting a little outside help. And of course, there's evil magicians out there who do not want that to happen. So, really enjoyable. I had never read the original Books of Magic.
Really?
Yeah, I never got to it, but I liked this one, so I'm going to have to go back and read all that.
Yeah,
so then I'll know what's going on.
We are Tim Hunter and the Books of Magic. Bring.
Angel says, sup, fellas? Sup,
Sup?
Angel?
SpiderGwen 2. So the Inheritors are back. We've already lost a couple Spider-Men in the previous issue, so the survivors are now kind of scrambling, and they're sort of under the leadership of the Superior Octopus now. And he has a much more drastic, much more lethal solution to dealing with these, basically, spider life force sucking vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some surprises, some chills, some thrills. Get to see some characters you haven't seen in a couple of years or at all. And plus, the emergence of a new Spider-Man, the one from the video game.
Oh, that's cool.
What side will he take? And how will all the heroes split up and what will they do? It's a big Spidey crossover going on right now, and it's really kicking off here.
My next one is The Terrifics number 9. If you guys have been, watching these videos, I really enjoy this book. It's fun, it's silly, it's kind of romanticizes the past of comics. It's more like that adventure stuff, not, deep-seated, torment of heroes. It's more like, hey, we're having adventures, let's do it. Tom Strong is in this book as well, which has been really interesting seeing his mythos woven into this, as well as his main villain, Dread. And a little surprised at the end of here on figuring out what's actually going on. I dug it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo TeamUp number 43. I picked this one solely because of the inclusion of the Doom Patrol, which is one of my all-time favorite comic book hero teams. And man, this issue does not disappoint. It's a done-in-one storyline. It does reference a couple earlier ones, but you don't need to have read them because Beast Boy was in it.
Oh, yeah.
But this is not just the classic 60s Doom Patrol that you see on the cover. You're getting a lot of appearances from other Doom Patrol members and villains, and it's great and it's hilarious. And the Scooby Doo team has no idea how to process the strangest superheroes of all time. So, a lot of fun. If you're a Doom Patrol fan, do not miss this issue. It is like basically a love letter to the team. It's hilarious and cool.
I'm picking that one up.
For sure.
Justice League Odyssey number 2. So, at the end of the last issue, you find out that Azrael, Starfire, and Cyborg were handpicked by Darkseid for some cosmic reason. And I'm not going to spoil what it is, but you find out. And they're coming to terms with this cosmic team pick, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's somebody there who it's not supposed to be. It's the Jessica Cruz Green Lantern. So she's kind of mucking up all the plans. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because Darkseid seems to have turned over a new leaf. He actually wants to save everybody in the entire, cosmos. So I'm really excited to see where this one goes. It seems pretty darn interesting. So, I don't know.
Dan says Scooby Doo Team Up is a fun comic. It is a fun comic.
It is.
It is like the voice for the Scooby Gang is perfect. They really kind of nailed the Doom Patrol stuff, even though these are characters that haven't really been written like this in a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
I want to spoil like who shows up in that, but I'm not going to spoil it. If you're a fan, check it out. SpiderGwen Ghost Spider number 1. So this is actually one of my favorite costume designs in the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
I
solid.
think the costume is so good. The whole idea of Gwen being the one who was bitten by a radioactive spider was really cool. And so she's got a new series of her own again. She's also in SpiderGwen, so you're going to see some back and forth correlations there. There's an appearance of a character, and they delve into the SpiderGwen stuff a little bit in this issue. And we're going to find out like what reality she's in, what's it like going back to the superhero thing. Very cool stuff. I'm very excited about this series, and I think that it's a perfect jumping on point for new fans kind of want to learn about this character.
I'm really stoked she's going to be in that Edge of a Spider-Verse movie as well. I'm excited about everybody in that movie.
What is that called? It's called something else.
It's called Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Yeah. But it looks so awesome.
Yeah.
My next one is The Punisher, issue number 3. So Frank is done playing around. He's not in the War Machine outfit anymore. He's just like straight up old school Punisher in this, and there are a lot of people that are unhappy about that. As you saw in the last issue, it kind of ended with him being surrounded by death ninjas, and Daredevil's there to help, but Frank doesn't really want the help. He's just like, no, you don't deal with these things the right way. Let me take care of it. So you get to that classic, Daredevil, Punisher, back and forth, even though they're trying to help each other, but they're just like, they're really ready to just fight each other instead. So I really love it. The artwork is great. It's by a guy named Simon Kudransky. He also did that book Black Eyed Kids from a while back, and you get to see a lot of like really cool other heroes drawn that way as well. And the last page has an awesome reveal, which I am not going to spoil at all.
Ben's rooting for the Red Sox.
Okay. Dodgers, if I have to choose.
If you have to choose.
Yeah, I'm going Dodgers.
I don't know who I'm rooting for.
Well, I mean, Houston lost. Oh, yeah.
Scarlet number 3, the latest from the Bendis Malieve series that is now over with Jinx World stuff at DC Comics. We're going to find out more about the woman who sort of doomed Portland. This is going to explain why Kit is where she's at, what her role is, and what happened to put them in this stalemate situation that is going to be no good for anyone. awesome, intriguing political drama, Resistance as a comic, very cool. I loved it from the very beginning, and I think if you've, well, we'll talk a little bit more about the trade later on, but yeah, if you haven't read this yet, get caught up. It's very cool. One of my favorite Bendis books.
Return of Wolverine #2. So Wolvie's back, and he doesn't remember anything. So all he knows is he's getting thrown in the deep end. He's trying to save this lady's kid, and all these figures from his past are coming to attack him, but he doesn't know them, so he's just like, whatever, and he just starts slicing them up. It hasn't quite explained the hot claws thing just yet, but can't wait to have that, explained, because I'm still kind of wondering about it.
It's my favorite James Brown song.
Hot claws.
Hot claws.
Nice. I do love James Brown. But it's really cool. There's also the artwork is done by Declan Shalvey, who I'm a really big fan of. So you get to see some of his amazing artwork in there.
Awesome. Vampironica #4.
This book is so good.
If you are into the Halloween mood, as many of us here are, with all our Halloween decorations and whatnot, you should definitely be checking this one out. It's the cast of Riverdale, only there's a horrible vampire plague running amok. Someone is infecting all of our favorite Riverdale residents with vampirism, including Veronica, and they're trying to figure out who that is. Actually, it's someone tied with the lodges. Some of the teenagers have gotten it, and they're attacking each other. Cheryl Blossom's having a big party, and of course, that's just perfect hunting grounds for vampires. Fortunately, Ronnie has the assistance of Dilton Doily, super nerd, to help out. Awesome stuff, very fun. I really like the Archie horror stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't tried it yet, or if you're a big fan of it, there you go.
Infinity Warp's Arachnite. So I've been a really big fan of these these warps that they're doing. Soldier Supreme #2 is coming out tomorrow. But this one involves Peter Parker getting kind of saved by this ancient spider totem, as opposed to getting bitten by radioactive spiders. So that is how the Arachnite thing works out. And his villain is the Goblin by Night. So I thought that was pretty cute too. It's really solid. I enjoyed it a whole lot. The artwork's really fun. It's not what I was expecting. It's actually a little more serious than I thought it would be, but of course it would be.
Oh man, so I was gonna make a joke about Goblin's costume. I hope it's only just like a ripped up pair of pants.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Goblin by Night and the Arachnite. Super great.
Nice. Detective Comics 991. 991.
We're getting close to 1,000.
It's awesome. So Batman and Jim Gordon are working on solving a murder, and they're going to need help from Two-Face. They have some, I'm trying not to be spoilery, they have a long conversation about identity and who's who and what's what. And this is leading up to a big confrontation, I think. So very cool stuff. I've always loved Two-Face as a character, and we get to see a lot about how he thinks about himself in this particular one. So,
Oh, that's cool.
very cool, and yeah, Batman.
Batman.
Frank Batman here.
Josh Spiderman here. Moon Knight 200. This is actually the last issue of Moon Knight. I didn't know that until I read it, which I'm kind of bummed about because I love Moon Knight, as it's pretty well known. But ends very solid. It ties in everything that Max Bemis has been writing about this entire time. So, and the artwork, there's a lot of different artists. Like pretty much everybody who's worked on Moon Knight in the past 2 decades shows up in this. Even some Sienkiewicz. Why did I say Sienkiewicz? Sienkiewicz artwork in there, which I also love him as well. Sandwichowitz. Mousekowitz. Fievel. Everything's just kind of tied up in here, including a lot of Jeff Lemire's stuff is tied up in this as well. Super awesome. I know he'll come back one day, but I'm just bummed when his series ends because it's always so good.
In the not too distant future, Mystery Science Theater 3000, the comic. Super hilarious. I loved the first issue, and the second issue keeps it up. Now we're checking in on Jonah and Crow T Robot, who are in a different comic. They're in an issue of Black Cat. And then there's actually a couple different comics sort of spoof using this. It's great because they take these classic old comics and they stick the new characters in the storyline with new dialogue. Super funny. I was really unsure about how it would play, but it's feels
do a
like
good
the
job.
show, feels like the comic. I laughed a lot. If you're a fan of Mystery Science Theater, if you're a Misty, then by all means check it out. Or if you even just like making fun of old stuff, super good.
Which I also like to do.
That's why I'm a Misty. So.
Oh yeah. And hey,
Oh, I'm actually wearing the shirt.
yeah.
There you go.
Cold Spots number 3. This really spooky book is fantastic. It's basically this guy, he gets hired by this old man to find his daughter. And turns out that daughter also went out with the guy, and they have a kid that he didn't know about. The kid is connected to all these different ghosts. And in this story, ghosts, when you're by yourself and you feel this cold chill, it's a ghost passing by you. So, like, they're on this island and it is freezing there, which means tons of ghosts. So artwork's really solid on this. It's very ethereal, so it kind of plays into that whole ghost-like nature. I really dig this book. This is one of Cullen Bunn's more recent horror books, and this one's like a very original idea. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and also like the MST3K comic.
Yeah,
We're
it's
on
great.
a wavelength. We have similar comic tastes. XMen Black, who care not? This is Juggernaut. This is a one-shot story with an awesome J. Scott Campbell cover. Old Juggy is I only say that because of the SpiderMan crossover.
Oh, yeah,
cover.
yeah.
And so ever since then, it's like I kind of think of him as Juggy.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Spider-Man does. He puts a Y at someone's name and
Yeah.
done.
I prefer to call him Naughty, because his last name, because Juggernaut.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's something's weird in his head. Something is he knows something is wrong, and he's got to unlock rage. We're going to find out what his plans are, probably for the foreseeable future in this particular issue. And there's also a cool backup story with a little bit of the origin of Apocalypse in there. So I was quite shocked and surprised by that. Never had considered that, but pretty cool stuff. If you're an X-Men fan and you like their villains, which I do, you'll want to check this out amongst the other X-Men Black one-shots.
Oh, yeah. This one, I didn't really understand anything about it until I read it, as you do with most things, but I was just like, Dead Kings, what is this about? So I just picked it up and read it really quick, and it's fascinating. It is about...
Hi, Quan.
Okay, great.
It's screen time.
It's about this alternate world, I guess alternate past, where Russia had this giant war with giant robots. So, like, I was just, second page, it's just giant robot fights. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Hello.
Yeah, and after this giant robot war, they, the country is just, like, dissolved pretty much. It just destroyed everything. And this one guy, he's just trying to find his twin brother that is kept in a relocation camp. And he just can't get out, so he's trying to find him. So it's a little more of a searching mystery, but it's also one of those, like, accepted fact kind of futures where it's just like, oh yeah, the giant robot wars, whenever, like kind of like Blade Runner, when everybody's just like, oh yeah, the off-world mining colony, and it's just accepted fact. So I love it when that happens in certain stories. So really awesome book. I was very surprised.
Joseph is asking, are there any new DC Prime 1 statues?
Oh yeah. Coming out tomorrow. The only ones I know of is there's an Aquaman statue coming out tomorrow, and there's
The Joker's daughter one,
a
right?
Joker's daughter bombshells. But those are the only 2 DC statues we got. I'm not sure if that Aquaman one is a Prime one or not. Sorry. But you should come by and check them out because it's pretty cool looking.
Batman Beyond number 25 with that beautiful foil cover that DC's been putting on their main series, their biggest titles. This is a really cool first issue of a story arc where you don't have to have read anything going into it. It helps explain a lot of like the lore of Batman Beyond, and awesome Cully Hamner artwork. I'm gonna congratulate him when I see him tomorrow or whenever he comes in this week.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Very cool storyline, shocking storyline. If you've been following the Batman Beyond mythos, there's a certain truth about the Gotham world that has always been the case since they created this character, and that truth is shaken to its core I don't want to say what that truth is, but I will tell you the name of the storyline. It's The Final Joke. Yeah, some Joker's gang members are being killed all over the city. Very cool stuff. If you haven't been reading, this is a great point to jump on. I'm very intrigued by where they're going with the storyline. Shocking.
Yeah. My last single issue is by our friend Donnie Cates. It's Redneck, issue number 16. And it's confusing because this story, for the first, 14 issues, has been a harrowing, emotional, roller coaster of just, gut-wrenching, just, everything bad's happening. But the last 2 issues, including this one, have been really nice and lovely. All these, the Bowmans, the vampires that we've been following, they're, actually having a pretty good time. And it's pretty nice. I mean, of course, there's a lot of, crazy bloodshed and everything happening because it is a vampire book. But, everybody's just kind of having a good time in Austin, as you do.
And that's what Austin's all about.
Now, the cover, obviously, this is their, friend Evil that took care of them during the daytimes. He is not having a good time. He is in prison. But everybody else is having a blast.
A hootenanny.
Yeah.
Joel says Redneck has been awesome.
It has been awesome. It's been really good.
Amazing Spider-Man number 8, the latest from Nick Spencer's run on the Web Slinger, and this is also the start of a new story arc called Heist. We're learning about a secret organization that is basically a thieves guild. It has always existed, but has existed in secret, and they're doing something pretty amazing. They're stealing all the gear and costumes and what have you of the superheroes.
Nice.
Just taking it all from right out from under them. Awesome
that's
stuff.
cool.
Spidey's gonna need some help with this one, and that help might tie in very timely with the new downloadable content for the Spider-Man game.
Oh.
Featuring a particular acquaintance from Spider-Man's past.
Now I gotta see it.
You flip towards the end.
Oh.
There you go.
Yep, there you go.
Awesome stuff. I've really been enjoying this run. It's a good classic core Spidey that smart alecky. He has his moments with Mary Jane, but then he also has way over his head troubles to deal with. So perfect Spidey. Check it out.
So my first collection is actually a manga that is called Mob Psycho 100. So what happens if you need an exorcist and you don't have a lot of money? Well, you hire this guy. He's actually kind of cheap. But the reason why...
Do you really want to skimp on the exorcism
Well,
thing?
the reason why he's so cheap is because he's a fraud. And the reason why he's a fraud is his little apprentice is actually the guy with psychic powers that can, take care of the ghost problems. But he's also paid less than minimum wage and everything. So he's just kind of taken apart. This is actually created by the creator of One Punch Man.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and it's really fun. I flipped through it. I didn't get a chance to read the entire thing, but it looks like the same kind of One Punch Man kind of just humor that's happening in there.
The style of it.
Yeah,
is very
and
similar.
it's pretty darn great.
awesome.
Yeah, so if you want something a little more fun, but also a little spooky because of ghosts and monsters, check this out.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I saw we got a bunch of those, so I wondered what the deal was. That makes sense.
Jeff says Ernie's Economic Exorcisms. Yeah. Triple E. That's who you call.
Come on down to Triple E's. We'll take care of those ghosts, those specters, those haunts, those phantasms on the cheap. Scarlet, Book 1. This is the new printing of the book, available from DC's Jinx World imprint. This collects the first 5 issues of that series, which was, I believe, obviously the first story arc. A bad thing happens, and one woman is not going to just settle for that. She's not going to accept it. She's going to start something, and that thing is going to become big. So, awesome, like I said, resistance comic. Fight the power. Don't accept things just because they're the norm. I love this book. It's beautifully drawn by Alex Maleev, who is a longtime collaborator with Bendis. Just gorgeous looking, great to read, intriguing. Is like a fourth wall breaking that really kind of gives the comic a different feel than what you usually get. So give this a shot if you haven't yet. Highly recommend it.
My next one is the first hardcover from Charles Soule's Darth Vader run, which I love because it is mean. Like, you get to see Darth Vader be a monster in this. Like, you know, whenever I watched Star Wars after the first time, I was like, oh no, you know, he's good on the inside, blah blah blah. Like, you know,
after you've seen Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I was just like, well, yeah, you know, once it's imprinted on you that no, Anakin Skywalker, you know, he redeems himself. And this, he's not there yet. He is a monster and will kill everybody, and I love that. And it's no longer just, you know, the kind of like stiff lightsaber moves that suit only allowed that guy to do. This is like crazy acrobatics, Sith evil, awesome stuff. I really dig this. This is actually, what is it, the first 12 issues of his run. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay.
Batman Volume 7, The Wedding. This is Tom King's ongoing Batman series, run.
Yeah.
And yeah, let me just blank on words there. This was the moment that we've been leading up to. We've got both Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle getting ready for their nuptials. Booster Gold has a wedding present for Batman that he does not want.
That's rough.
It's super rough. It's like, it's a heartbreaking story.
It's really rough.
And if things aren't bad enough, then the Joker really wants to be Batman's best man. And that's also pretty intense. And then, of course, the wedding of the century. So give this one a read. If you've been enjoying the series and somehow avoided the spoilers, you're probably not watching this because you don't know what the internet is. But,
Right.
Yeah, this is a great run. Really pretty intrigued to see where they continue to go with this stuff. Tom King has picked up where Snyder left off and done an amazing job of keeping it intriguing and fascinating and really, you know, Batman. That's how I just describe Batman books. It's super Batman.
It's super Batman-y. This one is called Isola. Isola? How do you pronounce it? I've been saying Isola.
Say Isola.
Yeah, Isola. This is the first volume of this. This is a very popular book.
I called it something else at some point.
I think I might have said Isola. I'm saying Isola from now on. It's a very popular book. We sell out of the issues consistently, so if you've been missing out on some issues, you should definitely pick this up. It's an Image first volume, so it's only like $9. It's gorgeous. It's basically this queen had this curse placed upon her. Now she's this giant, like, tiger-like cat, and her head of guards, or the head of the guards, is protecting her, trying to get to this cursed island called Isola, which is like the island of the dead, which might be able to, you know, cure her of her affliction. Really emotional, a lot of action in it, a lot of really cool, quiet moments, you know, some introspection happening in this.
I love a fantasy book that doesn't just fit into all the regular sort of cliche fantasy stuff.
Yeah, this is very much, you know, its own very original story, so digging it.
Jose's watching us in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Oh, cool. Waffle fries. Bring them on over.
Hook it up with some Chick-fil-A, man.
Yeah. Isola Shin?
Shin?
Yes.
Isola.
I think that's why I'm calling it Isola now.
That's fair. That works.
Isola.
Isola.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
We're gonna ask Brendan Fletcher.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, 30th edition of Preludes and Nocturnes. This is volume 1 of the world-renowned series, the graphic novel that really showed like an entire generation of people that comics are not necessarily just superheroes. This is like the starting point for a lot of folks who wanted to get into more adult type stuff. Is like the beginning of Vertigo, pretty much. Beautiful, awesome story art. Just everything you could want from like a comic series. It's how do I describe it? How do you describe Sandman?
It is a super great modern fantasy involving abstract concepts of every aspect of life going through their own immortal lives, focusing primarily on Dream, aka Morpheus, aka the Sandman.
Dream, death,
desire, despair, delirium, destiny, and then destruction also shows up.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's the endless. This is like a family, siblings that are all they have different parts and different storylines, and there's some breathtaking moments in this run. And if you've never read it, then by all means, this is the starting point for you. We probably have a couple other editions of it available if you want to just get caught up and read all of it, but brand new edition.
And Joel is excited about the new printings of Sandman.
Sweet. We've got a lot of them, so you won't miss out.
So look at this gigantic book. This is Aliens,
awesome.
the Essential Comics, Volume 1. Growing up, me and my brother loved the Aliens movies and the Predators movies, and then when we started buying comics, we were like, wait, they made comics of this stuff? And it's all like different stories involved in this universe. So this is very sentimental for me. This like means a lot to me because, you know, this is what I grew up reading. A lot of cool little story arcs in here. This has Outbreak, which was, I believe, the first one they did, then Nightmare Asylum, and then Earth War. Earth War, I really remember a whole lot. Yeah, so super awesome. It's only $25 for all of this.
That's a lot of comic book.
Yeah, even smells nice. So yeah, I'm super happy about this.
And I like that it's a nice big edition too.
Yeah.
Previously, you could only really get it in the smaller omnibus.
In the smaller
format.
omnibus, yeah. So this is just so cool.
Now you get a big honking book for $25.
Yeah.
The Essential Comics.
Yes.
Pretty excited about that Alien 3.
Oh, the William Gibson one?
Yeah. Yeah,
I almost just cussed.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I'm really stoked about that.
More Bendis. Bendis, the Jinx world is taking over DC. So the United States of Murder, Inc. This is the first volume. This was originally published by Marvel's Icon. But now that he's gone over there, he's taken all his creator-owned stuff with him. This is a storyline that is, if the crime families, if the mafia never really like relinquished its control over some American business and finances, this is what the world would be like today. Very cool as the creative team behind Powers, so Michael Avon Oming on art and Bendis writing. I love that team. I think they just work so perfectly together. It's cool, adult storytelling in a almost sort of animated series style, which I really dig. And this is a really cool series. They've continued it. They have new stuff coming out from DC now, so this is where you start.
My last one is adorable. It's called Jonesy. 9 lives on the Nostromo.
I only just now looked at that cover. That's funny.
Yeah, so this is about the cat Jonesy from Alien. And this is actually an all ages friendly book. It's adorable. Like, so it just literally just shows what Jonesy's doing the entire movie. You see everybody else running around crazy and, you know, freaking out, but, you know, he's having a good time.
That's amazing.
It's awesome. I read it and I was smitten. I'm smitten with this kitten, man. It's so good. It just like makes me giggle. I can't believe it was never made before. This is such a good idea.
It's made now.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's just great. Like especially when Ripley tries to get him in the carrier. Oh, he's not having that. It's yeah, just like
a little tag on the back,
like that. Just you know. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so happy.
That is insanely cute.
Yeah, it's really good.
A kid's Alien book.
Yeah.
Insane.
And Jeff says that it's awesome. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's just seeing that right there. It's like, hey, Tom Skerritt.
Yeah.
So good.
The Scarlet's in it.
The Skerritt. All right, Sky Masters of the Space Force. This is the complete Sunday strips in color for the first time collected. Jack Kirby. Inked by Wally Wood. That is a dynamic duo there. That is pre-Marvel. This is when he was working for National Comics, Kirby. And this is a newspaper strip with adventure, action. This is the heat of the Cold War, so we've got, you know, kind of back and forth, dual us versus the commies kind of action. 1959 through 1960. It was a short-lived strip, about a year, so it's all here. It includes panels that were like long lost, and again, for the first time in color. It's only been printed in black and white, and it was missing a couple strips before anyway, so this is an awesome new edition. Highly recommended for Kirby fans. This is a must-read, must-have. Beautifully reproduced, some extra material in it as well. Very cool.
Nice. My last one, as always, is the Sidekick Special of the Week. This is Batman Year 100 and Other Tales by Paul Pope. So, if you're not familiar with this, basically it's the year 2039. You know, 100 years past when Batman first appeared. And it's not Bruce Wayne, but somebody's been, you know, hunting down criminals and stuff. And who is it? Oh, it's the Batman. But who is it? Paul Pope's art is awesome in this. Very kinetic, very crazy. Also has, what else does it have? It says other stories.
Probably the stuff from the
Batman.
solo issue he did.
Oh yeah, Batman of Berlin, Broken Noise, Teenage Sidekick. Some cool stuff in here.
Yeah, he did there was a solo issue for Paul Pope, but it was a DC. They published it, so they usually use like DC characters in it. So I assume that that's what those other stories are.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And maybe any other things he did at some point.
Usually $30. This is $10.
Sweet deal.
I know I don't have this, so I'm picking it up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an awesome book.
Yeah. So, $10. Check it out.
Boom.
Check it and wreck it. So, what do we got going on? What do you got going on?
Well, tonight the Casual Magic meetup is happening at Outlaw Moon, so they're going to be slinging some spells over there. We're going to be playing a little bit of D&D over there as well. This Saturday, I assume, well, I'll let you talk more about that.
Okay.
Halloween.
Oh, yeah, this Saturday?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had other stuff.
No.
Yeah, this Saturday is Halloween Comics Fest.
That's right.
I'm super stoked about it. Basically, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like free comic book day, but with spooky books. All 4 stores of ours are going to be handing out free comics. There's adult ones, there's kids ones. Be sure not to mix them because some of the adult ones are pretty rough. Like, there's a Garth Ennis's Walk Through Hell is one of them.
Not for the kids.
Not for the kids. But there are a lot of really kid-friendly ones as well. So I'm really stoked about that.
It's predominantly a kid event. So
Yeah.
Don't worry about bringing in your little spider tykes and what have
Yeah,
you.
we'll have some candy, you know, hand out some candy and such.
Are you going to be in costume?
I have to, yeah, I can get it. It'll be ready.
Yeah. Do you have one in mind?
Yes, I do.
Are you going to say what it is?
Oh, I'm going to be wearing a suit, and I'm going to make little business cards that say my own personal nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get meta.
You going through that?
Yeah, so that's it, because I used to have a job where I had to wear a suit, and I hated it. It was a nightmare.
I'll probably be a pirate. Yarr.
There you go.
I'm
So,
gonna be a ninja.
Are you?
Quan's going to be a ninja.
That's awesome.
But,
I'm going to be disappointed if you're not.
yeah, I'm holding you to that. What, are you getting in on here now? Okay.
I will be a ninja.
Okay, he'll be a ninja. So, yeah, Halloween Comics Fest. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah.
Is there anything else going on?
Well, then on Halloween, we are actually having a signing for the book Halloween Man with Drew Edwards, as well as a lot of other people, like 4 other people. Our friend John, he's going to be signing for that as well. And,
I know Jeremy Martinez is going to be here.
yep, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else going on. I don't know. We had a really great signing with Lila on Lila Sturgis on Sunday. That went really well.
My Twitter was blowing up.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you?
Gonna be buying a new toothbrush later.
Yeah, definitely.
Apparently.
I'm going to be buying lottery tickets for the heck of it.
Is that still happening?
Yeah, it's up to $1.6 billion.
I thought someone won that.
Nope.
Oh, nice.
Don't worry, if I win, you're taken care of.
Sweet.
Everybody in here is going to be taken care of that works here.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to buy one of everything. So,
Like everything that's here?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why not? I'll have the money.
You'll have the house.
Yeah, I have a house. I'll buy another house just to hold all
I
the
was gonna
stuff.
say you'll have the storage house.
Yeah, the storage house. Yeah. So why not? I asked my wife if we should buy tickets, and she enthusiastically said that, which I cannot say on air. So
Yes.
yeah, she agreed. But yeah, I got nothing else other than that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that's our week. It's gonna be. I'm gonna read some Halloween comics. There's some spooky, thrilling stuff.
Yeah, spooky, scary.
Yeah.
Well, you can follow me at SuperTideDenton1. You can follow you at.
Comic book Brandon.
You can follow both of us at Austin Books, and we will see you tomorrow. Ba-chow.